Okay, the name of this video is experience, I'm getting ahead of myself. Influence, part 1 of 8. My longest video. I'm doing a video for different types of influence. I might not cover all of the types of influence in these 8 videos. I will cover most of them. In our life, we all have influences in our life that affect the choices that we choose to make. And these influences that are in our life, are not meant to be used as excuses to live a sinful lifestyle. In fact, 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, "No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. But with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it." So, although we have these different influences in our lives, we still have a choice whether to give in or not. And the stuff that leads us to these influences, to these choices, is right there in front of us. Let's see. I'm gonna cover 8 of probably about 12 influences in our lives. The first influence, video games. Which is a big influence in our lives. Ever since it first came out. Most people call it progress. Maybe, the ones without cussing in it, I guess they could be considered progress. Let's see, violent video games, for example. With corruption and evil in it. I seriously doubt that everybody who plays those violent games, would end up imitating those games. Exactly. They might imitate. They're gonna imitate some of the game. Like let's see, a very violent video game, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, for example. Now that game is very violent. It has all kinds of profanity and cussing in it. It's and you're playing for a guy, and the main character is a guy, who has been, he works for the mafia or something, who has corruption and evil in his heart, and he blames society for his actions. Now most people who play that game, like I said, will not actually, break the law and steal cars and, imitate that part of the game. But they probably will start cussing more, and they probably will start acting more corrupted and eventually develop a, somewhat of a rebellious attitude. I mean, when you play corrupted video games, I mean, no, by corrupted video games, I mean videos with corruption and evil in it, in the content. Now, when you play video games with that kind of content as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, now corruption will enter your heart and you're so slow that you're not even gonna know it. Now you start imitating it slowly. I've seen I've seen people at Walmart buy Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with a kid who was probably at that time barely a preteen, if that. Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna go out there and do, illegal stuff and break the law. But what about their sense of morality? What's gonna change about that? That does change. I mean, there might be an honest person most of the time, and then, honest as far as, they're not gonna steal anything, they might retain your money. But what about, obedience? What about rebellion? What about their cussing? What about that? Let's see, how much time do I have left? Oh, good. Plenty of time. Some video games, violent video games, has actually been blamed for school shootings and school violence. When people do stuff like that, blame the video game, then once again, they're saying that, it wasn't that person's fault that did it. I mean, they're saying that, the guy that done it wasn't their fault. He wouldn't have done it if he didn't play that video game. That's what they're saying, basically. First of all, that guy, anybody who does a school, who goes out there and goes to a school and shoots people, it's their own choice. The video game didn't make them do it. The devil didn't make them do it. The devil only tempted them to do it, and they gave in to that temptation. Now, playing violent video games will give in to will cause you to have these temptations within you. It would drive you into spiritual darkness. Now you start acting, you start, how to put it? You get to start acting corrupted and evil. And I mean, not evil in our eyes, but you're evil in the eyes of God. I mean, the society might not call cussing evil, but God does. And then the attitude of revenge. Getting even. And people say that let's see what time I have left. And some people say that that it depends on how you was raised. And I said no, and I don't think that's true. I think it's but once again, It's your own choice. What you're gonna do with it. If you play video games that make you violent, with the violence in the content, with cussing in the content, then you're probably gonna end up doing the same thing. Now it's gonna enter your mind real slow. People who was raised honest and and they might not, and they're the closest thing to a Christian as possible without actually being a Christian. And even people that are Christians can so easily backslide away from that lifestyle if they choose to play a violent video games. And in most of the influences in our lives that I'm gonna list is stuff that we have control over. I mean, we choose the video games we're gonna play, the music we listen to, the TV shows we watch, movies we watch, the websites we go to. We choose all that. Everybody has different kinds of influence in their life, good or bad. See, a society tries to blame video games as the number one, either video games or music as the number one cause of violent actions, school shootings and school violence and stuff like that. But really, there's not just one cause. There's lots of causes. Well, actually, the number one cause is the devil using music, video games, and all that other stuff. But most people don't get that. They don't understand it. It's happening, so slow that, that they don't even notice it. In fact, I've recently seen a commercial for a video game on TV, rated E10, everyone 10 and older, for, one of the, I forgot what the rest of the content was, but it had mild language in it. Used to a video game with mild language in it was rated teen. And once again, and I have seen a little kid, wasn't even 10 years old, cuss before. I've seen it. Now there's many causes. Let me see how much time I have left. Of that, be careful what video games we play. And now I guess I'll move on to the next subject. I'm gonna let this video run for about a minute. Because sometimes part of it gets cut off. So just bear with me. This is my first 8-part video. I never had a topic this big before. Once again, I'm on the internet, and the laptop blew out of bubble. If this part of the video is still there, of course, that is.